Hi guys, and welcome back to Cooking Your Ash Off. It is a big game day for the Packers, and so I'm going to make a delicious game day meal of roasted pork butt and mashed potatoes and gravy. So here I have a 4-pound pork butt, and I'm going to roast it at 350. I have my oven preheating right now. I'm going to roast it at 350 for 3 hours. So it will be really tender, and I'm not going to cover it or anything because I like for the fat to kind of drip off really quickly, because I like to use the fat for the gravy, and also I want it to be kind of crispy on top. So here's what I use, and this is kind of a newish recipe that I made up. I actually kind of did something similar for my turkey on Thanksgiving, and I did it before that on pork, and it was just really good, so I'm going to do it here. So here I've got just plain Greek yogurt, and I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Got a little big there, so I put everything in a bowl first and mix it together and then spread it on. And then I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of olive oil. I really love the olive oil, the way it flavors stuff. It's so good. And then I've just got some Italian seasonings, kind of my go-to. I think it's like sage and basil and parsley, and it might have a few more. But anyways, your favorite Italian seasonings. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw the rest of that in there because I want it to be really, really like seasoned and to be like crusted on there. So this is probably, hold on, I'll be able to, it's like about 2 tablespoons full of your dried seasoning. And then I'm going to chop 1 clove of garlic really, really thin and mix it in there because I really, really like the taste of garlic in this recipe. Okay. It's okay if it's a little bit big. Throw that in there. And then I just salt and pepper to taste in here with these things. So I'm going to just use my desired amount. Salt, a little bit of pepper. You could also throw some honey in here if you wanted it to be a little sweeter, or even some sugar. Everything's in the bowl all together, so I'm just going to mix this up really good. Oh, smells so good. Alright, and it comes up with a pretty thick consistency, but that's what you want. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. I like to rub it on with my hands. You can rub it on with a fork or even a brush if you wanted to, but I like to really, really get it in there. So fat side up, again, in your roasting pan. I'm just going to put it all on there. Oh, I can't get over how good that smells. And I'm going to rub it all over. And this is also, I should mention, is a bone-in pork butt. So it'll give it, the bone-in makes it really, really tender. So before I put it in the oven, I'm going to bring the camera over and show you what it looks like with this all rubbed on top. But first I gotta wash my hands. This is what it should look like once you've got all your seasonings and your yogurt rub on there. Nice and coated. Okay, so it goes in the oven, again, at 350 for 3 hours, and my game starts in like an hour and a half, so I'm going to have to come back kind of midway through my game. Hopefully I'll be winning and I'll be in a good mood. And I'll also show you guys how to do the mashed potatoes. It's really simple. I'm going to make goat cheese, garlic, mashed potatoes, and it's going to be delicious. So in the oven this goes, and while I be nervous for my game. Okay, so I had a little bit of a wardrobe change because I wasn't having the kind of luck that I would have liked to in the game. So now I've got the pork roast. The pork butt has about 30 minutes left until it's going to be taken out to rest. I'm going to go ahead and get the potatoes boiling. I'm sure everyone knows how to boil a potato. It's pretty simple, but this is just how I do it. I never peel them, so I kind of cut them up in big chunks just because they get softer faster and they're easier to mash if they're in smaller chunks. Throw them in my water here. Bracelet keeps hitting the thing. Okay, got the game on over there so I can watch, but at the same time hope I don't cut my finger off. Okay. And I used like 5 small potatoes and 1 big one. It just kind of depends on how many you're feeding and how much you want to use, but you can do that to your discretion. So I just throw in some olive oil and some salt, kind of for flavor and kind of just to like infuse it while it's boiling. I throw them on here, and it takes about 15-20 minutes at a high boil to get them all soft and mushy. And then I'll show you how to throw in the ingredients.
Where's the sour cream?
Over there. Why?
We're out.
So throw these on for about 20, like I said, and then I'll throw in the ingredients and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do really fast is I'm going to go downstairs and get a beer. So I'm going to roast some garlic that will go in the mashed potatoes. So I've got 4 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil in it and throw them in the oven with the pork for about, I don't know, 10 minutes and get them really mushy. And then I mash them in with the potatoes and the goat cheese. So I'll show you. I'm going to get a little dish. It's kind of a big dish for what I'm doing, but that's okay. Throw them in there. And drizzle, just a little drizzle of the olive oil so they'll cook faster and kind of get some of that flavor. And make sure it coats them evenly. I'm just going to throw them in the oven. It is time for the pork to come out and rest, so I'm going to take it out really quick. This game has got me so nervous I can't even hold on to my pot holders. But I'm going to take it out and let it rest. I'll show you what it looks like. It looks so good. Got that outer crust. And when you take things out to let them rest, don't cut into them or anything because it'll lose all the juices. So I'll bring you over and show you what it looks like. Look at that. The bone, you see the bone poking out? I'm going to drain this gravy and use it, or not the gravy, but the fat, and use it obviously to make the gravy. And it's so good. Look at that. Nice. I mean, you can still see it's bubbling, but oh yeah, that's going to be good. Here in the pan, I put the hot grease from the pan, like the drippings, and it's really, really hot in here. So that's the key to the gravy, is that you want your oil to be really, really hot. And then have your milk and your flour right on standby, because this is kind of a quick process. And you have to stay around and kind of monitor it. You can't just walk off from your gravy. So what I do is I start my gravy with, are you okay? I start my gravy with just a spoonful of flour. And then I whisk that all in. But you can see, I do it in a couple of different steps. So it's okay if it's a little clumpy when you put your flour in. Then you're going to pour your milk, just a little bit. The milk. And then you just work on this until all the clumps are gone. You can kind of see it thickening up a little bit. And you just keep going with that until you get the quality and the quantity that you want. So It took me forever to learn how to make gravy. Like, forever. But this should be really good with the juice from the pork. Okay, now that you got that, you can turn the heat down just a little bit. And then you do the same thing again. Repeat the process. So you get a spoonful of the flour. This is just your thickening agent. This is what makes it, makes the quantity more. So same thing, keep on going until the lumps are gone. And you're most definitely going to want to add salt and pepper to this, because it will have like zero. I'm gonna turn the heat back up actually. It will have zero saltiness to it until you do that. Another spoonful goes in. And maybe 2 more. Kind of want a lot of gravy. Get rid of these clumps and then add more milk if I need to. More milk. Ooh, this big gallon is really heavy. Alright, get that all stirred in. And that should be it. Get your salt. Get my salt in there. Like I said, you're going to need quite a bit because the milk and the flour sort of kind of takes the flavor out of things. And you could do a brown gravy too. Instead of the milk, just use a beef broth or a chicken broth or something. But we went with a white gravy. Okay, so we got this on the plate over here. I got my gravy in my little gravy dish. All we have to do is finish up with potatoes. They're in here. You can't see them, but they're in there. And I've got my roasted garlic in here, ready to be mushed up. It's in brown, mushy, delicious. Okay. Okay, so now for the mashed potatoes. You saw the garlic. That's cool. I'm out of olive oil in here, so I'm going to just grab my olive oil over here. So I'm going to put some olive oil instead of butter or milk or anything like that. The milk is kind of going to be substituted with the goat cheese. It's going to act as the cream. And then the garlic will flavor it up, and the olive oil will act as the butter. And why will this not open? So this is going to be about 3/4 of a tablespoon. And then I'm going to use, this is 4 ounces. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of the goat cheese just because goat cheese is very overpowering. So we're going to just, maybe 1 ounce. Yeah, 1 ounce goat cheese. In we go. We're going to put our garlic in. And then just a drop of pepper. Took my salt over here. Drop of salt. And we mash. And the goat cheese will melt really nicely. And of course you can put everything in at your discretion too if you think it needs more olive oil, because I think mine is going to need more olive oil. It's always better to add, you know, put less and then go in and add more. Let me see. Oh, that's good. We like our, I don't know, I like it like not real chunky, but not too runny. This is kind of how I try to leave our potatoes. Okay, we're going to have ourselves some pork butt on top of mashed potatoes covered in gravy. Oh yeah. Ooh, tender. I'm going to put my mashed potatoes down. Has a little bed here. Put my big little slice of pork butt right on top. I like the burnt ends. They're yummy. Top it with some gravy. Oh my goodness. Oh, that gravy is so delish. Alright. Oh, no way. Oh, wait, let's see. Me. Let's turn the flash off. And here's what it looks like on the bed of the delicious mashed potatoes. Got you kind of like your burnt in pork here. Delicious. Topped with gravy. Good. So I'm going to take a bite and then you... Like on top of the mashed potatoes. Just gotta get you a little... I think it's hot.
Is it hot?
No, it's fine. It's so good though. So yummy.
Is it pork? It's so tender.
And it's pork. Did you get gravy? Right? It's like a miniature non-turkey like Thanksgiving dinner on a plate.
The gravy is great.
Good, right? Ah, it's so good. Okay. Okay.
We're eating right now. So,
Want more?
no, just one. Okay, we gotta watch though.
Okay. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Sorry I was a nervous wreck because of my game. Halftime is over. Gotta go watch that now. We're gonna enjoy our delicious roasted pork butt on top of mashed potatoes and covered with gravy. And see you guys next Sunday. Bye!
Who kicked it? What's going on?